Alright, so here's my other hobby, my main hobby, or my oldest hobby. I've been keeping fish since 1998. I have here a 100-gallon planted tank. We have a dirt substrate with a sand cap. It's just organic dirt. Plants are growing amazing in here. I have LED lights. I have 2 canister filters. I have 2 heaters keeping the tank at 83 degrees. I have 2 electric blue acara. They're a little stunted. And I have 2 angelfish, one small one bigger one. I have some leftover tetras. I kept them years ago. I've got cory cats in here as well, and I have 3 grommies. And the grommies are probably going to be finding a new home. So here are my beautiful fish, Discus. I'm back. I kept Discus for about 7 years, but I haven't had Discus in the past, I think, 3 years. I haven't had any, but now I'm back. And here we have a Reflection Deep is the bluish one. The pinkish colored one is an Ulta Carnation. This is also an Ulta Carnation, also known as red turquoise. That's kind of the more common name that they go by. And the other one is a golden pigeon. Different breeders come up with different names. I don't know, I almost feel like it's a marketing thing to change the names up of colors. And it is what it is. But this is a very common color, and I think it's beautiful. So the size of them, this one I call Princess. She's about 4 inches, and there's my golden pigeon. He's about 5 inches, around that. So they're the 2 bigger ones of the tank, and they're colored up. They have their adult color, and that's what they should look like for the rest of their lives. The other 2, they still need to color up. They're a little bit on the lighter side. They don't look as brilliant. They're kind of just babies. Now, these fish were bred in Malaysia by a breeder, N.A. non-Discus. They're in Malaysia, and they breed show quality Discus. They compete in Discus shows. So these are some pretty good quality fish. When I first kept Discus, I didn't get quality fish. I tried. I did try to get some Discus from Hans, who breeds a German fish, Stettkers or something. Anyways, but these fish I found at a store in Rockland, California, which was 2 hours one way for me. The store is called Aqualife, and they import these fish from Malaysia, and they sell them in the store. And it's a beautiful setup. It's not beautiful, it's pretty boring actually, because Discus of this quality are usually kept in bare bottom tanks with literally nothing in them except for other Discus. So these guys have never lived in a tank with plants or other types of fish. Probably ever. But these fish are high quality. For the price, you can't beat it. I could not find these fish a better deal on these fish. And I've looked online. After you pay for shipping, the fish are costing more than these guys did. And I was able to go to the store and actually pick them out, which was really cool. This one, when I saw him, I was just like, I have to have him. He's gorgeous. I mean, you don't see fish like that every day in pet stores or anywhere really. I was just super excited about him. So feeding these guys, when you first get them, they can be a little picky. This guy's still being kind of picky, on the picky side. When you get a bigger fish like these, 4 inches or more, you don't have to feed as much as when you get a 2-inch fish. The little 2-inchers, you're going to be putting in a lot of work. You're going to be feeding them every day, like 5 times a day, doing water changes every day if you want them to grow up properly. Now these guys are about 3.5 inches, so they're still on the young side. They haven't colored up fully, so I'm going to be feeding them the whole tank 3 times a day, once in the morning, once when I get home from work, and once at night. And I will be doing water changes 3 times a week and about 80% water changes. And I think that will help my little guys grow out as well as they can. And just trying different foods for these guys. They tend to be a little picky. So these little younger ones are a bit more ready to accept different foods and try different things right off. Like after just being in the tank for, I think, 2 days, they started taking food and eating well, so their little tummies were actually full. And the blue one actually started eating from my hand, which was really cool. My older Discus used to do that. I find that the smaller they are, the harder they are to grow out, but the easier they are to adjust. So it's, it's give and take. But the big one will adjust, and he's big, and he's healthy, and he has enough meat on him, so I'm not worried about him starving. He'll start eating in time. He's already showing a good amount of interest in food. He's just not ready yet, and his tummy's not, he ate a lot before I got him, so he's fine. But yeah, that's them. They're super social. They set up a little kind of pecking order. This one is Princess. She tries to bully the other ones around, but this guy, Mr. Gold here, he's kind of like the peaceful leader, and he's kind of more the leader of the tank. He's the biggest, seems to be respected by the other Discus. It's really interesting to see how their whole little social life plays out. I've had Discus breed for me before when I first kept them. That was fun and interesting. So I'm really excited. I have high hopes for these guys. Not super high hopes. I don't look to breed. That's too much work. You've got to do water changes every day. You got to set up a bunch of tanks. No. I'm just happy watching them and enjoying them as pets. So those are my little pets, my little fish pets, and I'm happy to have Discus again. I really wasn't sure I was ever going to get them again because they're so expensive and they take a lot of time and effort, but I only have one fish tank. Technically, I have one fish tank upstairs, so I have 2 fish tanks. I have one 100-gallon tank and one 10-gallon tank. The 10-gallon tank has 2 betta fish in it. That's all it has, so basically I have one tank. And having one tank, I can focus my time on growing these little guys out and keeping these guys happy and beautiful. And yes, they are in a planted community tank. And some Discus keepers might frown upon that. But I love South American cichlids. I've kept a bunch. I've kept warriors, I've kept serviums, I've kept true parrot, I've kept chocolate cichlid, I've just kept so many different South American cichlids over the years. I love them, but I love planted tanks. So, having a Discus, I can have my South American cichlids in a planted tank, where many other South American cichlids will either eat all your plants or dig them all up. These guys make it awesome to be able to have your cake and eat it too, you know? But it can be a bit controversial, a controversial topic to keep Discus in a planted community tank. Not everybody agrees with it, but I think that if you start off with some healthy, big, good-sized Discus, this can happen. Now, I do agree that growing babies out in a setup like this is probably not the best idea. I've tried. It's very hard. But when you get some bigger, healthier, already a good substantial size, I don't see the problem in it. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't too boring. Happy growing.